Um, I'd like to talk about my little brother's arrival and how our life changed. You're probably asking that, what does this have to do with anything? I would like to pay your attention to the unexpected surprises of life and going on your life, even if it includes full of differences. By the way, this is not a sad story, and I don't want to dramatize myself. My main aim is to inspire people, whatever it takes and whatever happens. As Einstein said, life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Okay, I will start the story from the beginning. I was 4 years old, and I was actually really happy as the only kid at home. But all of my preschool friends has brothers and sisters. A couple of months later, big news was declared by my parents that I was going to have a little brother. My mom's pregnancy was so cozy that we didn't understand and suspected anything. He continued working like she used to, I'm sorry. But he was an interesting baby. He cried a lot. A couple of months later, it was declared by the hospital that he had a disease. It's called polymicrogyria. This means that he has gray parts in his brain, and these gray part cells are malfunctioned, and this affects his nerve system mainly. Of course, he can move, but not as the way that we think. And he can sit, walk, talk, chew, eat anything. Thanks to my great parents' great efforts, he learned how to swallow and drink water, so he could be fed properly. Those children's common feature is that they're happy in their own worlds. They smile a lot, and actually, here's another question. Which world is real? Theirs or the one we try to survive? Or do we really understand their lives or worlds? These are big philosophical questions, and as you can see that I'm not old enough to answer them, so let's leave these to the experts. However, I have good news. He's able to recognize everyone, and also he has his own things, like playing piano, PlayStation, and traveling by plane. Also, he's really good at recognizing and communicating people from his eyes. My parents tried many doctors from many countries. They visited many countries, but unfortunately, there's always the same answer. They say that there are two options. Either he was going to show a normal physical development, or he was going to lie on his bed like a plant. Of course, we were so devastated. Actually, my parents was devastated. But life is so interesting. Sometimes you find your way intuitively when you start to get lost in all happenings. Mostly we complain about our parents. Luckily, my parents were really positive, and they didn't listen to any negative outputs of the doctors. And they redesigned everything at home. While my mom was taking care of my brother, my dad was taking care of my school and my tennis, piano, and I wasn't really thinking about those because I really had so many activities in my daily life. Like, for example, I went to school, then go to tennis, then go to piano classes, ballet classes. Now I'd like to talk about the vacations we have been. Our first summer was to the south of Turkey. It was actually really good. We went on a vacation like a standard family. Our second was we went to Italy in 2016 because my aunt was living in there. And then we went to Paris in Denmark in 2017, which something unexpected happened in Paris. My brother had a high fever. We were really devastated by that, but we went to hospital, and they didn't help us because they didn't understand what my brother had. Also, they didn't get us in because we were Turkish. So my mom was really angry by that. Then we went to vacations, passed by years, so many places. After the pandemic, 2023, we went to Paris again, but we were really nervous because of the early trip of ours. Of course, something has happened in there again. At the airport, we were in a security check, and my brother started to have an epileptic seizure. So after that, me and my mom got nervous. We started acting strangely to confront my brother, but they acted us like criminals. Thanks to my dad, he helped my brother. After that, we continued our visiting in places and traveling. At last, we went to Germany, I guess, December 2023 again. It was really great. Let me just tell you the challenges we faced with. First one was restaurants and finding food, because most especially children don't eat food like us. They don't eat solid. So it was hard to us to find the food. So we find a way. We were carrying our frozen food to every place. And second was vitamins and epileptic drugs. My parents also learned to take his epileptic drugs and vitamins to everywhere. And third one was people looking at him. I was actually angry about this point because people looked at him like he's like something, not a human, like animal. And I really get angry because I wanted him to be treated equally. Third one is school. Most special needs children has no school to go, and they can't go to normal schools because most people think that it's not appropriate for them to go to schools. So it's hard to find schools for them. So we can choose 2 ways to live. You can be problem-oriented and be negative, and you can be solution-oriented and be positive. To sum up, we choose to live happily as much as we can achieve. Let the life flow with its differences. We visited 4 countries and many countrysides in Turkey. Nothing can be a reason for failure if you really want to do it. Just look around and accept people with their differences. Thank you for listening to me.